Whew, second to last long form video I think for today. Um, Read Weekly, the series I want to talk about. This is very draining to do it back to back. I don't want to do this again. So the first series I want to talk about is I'm gonna try to switch up. My Hero is really interesting. Deku is currently. I was wrong somewhat about my prediction or my understanding of it. Is showing that Deku is still viewed as a gift. So, but it's cool. But Midoriya is currently. I think I'm just talking about because Midoriya is gonna sacrifice one for all to seemingly it seems like he might come back, but he might end up losing one for all for the most part, and to beat Shigaraki without killing him and to help him out. Really interesting how we're now seeing more of Black Whip and how we see him even though he lost his shirt, we see him cover up himself. And definitely a reference of Blade Berserker. I can imagine by the end of it, it's gonna look pretty Berserker. So we already seen Deku bite a blade like Gus did. I can imagine by the end of that transformation, he's gonna look like Berserker. I'm pretty sure. I know it's a Batman reference. Vigilante Deku was a Batman reference, but even the design of Vigilante Deku kind of resembles Gus Berserk armor, a face kind of. How a wolf type face, some slick back, kind of eerie, darker color, and then the limbs looking like not the limbs, but the legs and feet and shoes looking claw like. I don't think guts shoes look claw like, but you know what I'm saying. It seemed heavy inspired by guts too. So that's it for by the end of it. I can imagine looking very gutsy. But what I think is interesting is I propose that as he loses quirk, it already confirmed that Black Whip would be the last one to go. I think Black Whip would become exponentially stronger as it go on. So what I think would be interesting because it's less power being shared. It's kind of like what All Might when All Might or Deku gather up the energy in one area, that does more damage because it's a higher concentration of that versus being spread out, which is why he doesn't take damage when he does it like that. So this could be very interesting to see Deku and Black Whip became more finite and more controlled, and maybe we actually see these quirks evolve because we've seen them grow really strong, but we haven't seen them evolve yet. But I wonder if Gear Shift seemed to have been evolved, right? Because it could literally warp reality at this point, right? But none of the ones is really evolved. So I wonder if because of fire, maybe we get a visual representation of it, but the fire is now being literally these quirks are leaving the fire, but the fire will burn more on the quirks that remain if they will grow stronger. Because if you think about it, after he lost Danger Sense, it's not it was still Black Whip seemed to be slightly stronger. Not to a point where very noticeable, but it could be that where it's the more quirks you lose, the stronger the one get. This one I want to talk about is Kanagara. It's the black hair swordsman anime. Maybe not anime, manga. So I just want to talk about it because I think the main thing I want to talk about is we see the end duel, which is really cool, and we see how he won and what time it took, and then we see his rare connection with the girl. But then we also get a important piece of information being now that they will be looking out for him because of damage. And it also seemed like they don't know that the sword is broken, or something I hypothesize is I was already hypothesizing it already beforehand, but I definitely started. Sorry, I just heard a beat. I thought it was from thing in my house space. But something I definitely hypothesizing now is that the swords might be able to merge together. Entei and Tai, I think that's the blackfish one, seem to consume and attract their I don't know what they call it. I'm just gonna say magic into the blade. So I can imagine that he might be merging the blades together, allowing him to access more abilities and make it more of his own and like forging his path. Or what he might even do this via that core that the metal that he had, where he takes it and he makes his sword to merge together. Like he form it together and meld them together, being like, I won't be you, but I can be my own person. And just like you fought to make sure the world stay in peace, or work to make the world stay in peace, I'll fight to make sure it doesn't get destroyed by those who are against the world, or against the peace. Something like that. I think that'd be cool if they merge it together. I think that'd be cool. Or what I think could also be what happened with that core is he might make a new sword, or like a knife for the girl, or for himself. But because of the girl power, he could heal himself now. But I don't think he'd be like, what? We know that she can heal other people, so she might actually be able to put that effect within the blade. But I think now I think about it, also could be cool if he could, like, unlike his father, he used like the blade's abilities to amplify them, or if he used like, we don't know if his father used magic. We can imagine he did while making it, but he might learn that too. So I think that would be extremely cool. We also learned new information that once when contracted, the sword cannot be used by anyone else until that person dies. So all the previous contractors are currently, or all the current contractors outside of the Thunder one who died and the main character, are all currently being held safe. That I'm gonna say as is, that seems very weird, but you know, it makes sense. They're trying to protect them and protect society, so good, I guess. You know, not bad. It just seemed weird. I will say this: Get Out 13. It, like, when you meet all the heads, it seemed like they're going for the Get Out team type thing, but I don't want to say it is. It just seems like it. I don't think there's one more manga outside of this one, but I don't recall what it is. But Children S is interesting. Huh. I gotta see what that is real quick. While that's loading up, I gotta check out because one of the videos seemed to miss. Oh. I was correct. The file size was too big, so I'll have to move it. I'm planning to delete all the videos after I record them after this and post them up. But you know, that means I will have to record less and I'll have to record some tomorrow. But whatever. Anyways, looking back, Children S is interesting because first of all, I already had, like, I think it was pretty obvious that New A, I think that's her name, like the dude by I think it's especially obvious now. And then we see the main character get crushed. Toko get crushed, and I don't think he's definitely not dead. Besides the fact that he's the main character, he destroyed the legs already. So I think he could take the force of them stomping on them. Only it wasn't like they constantly beat him down. It was like 2 stomps. I think he'd take that. Also, he have accelerated healing factor because he's a beast type children, and then he also have some of the power from the I don't know her name. I think she referred to as Mother Trojan at one point. So let's go with the Mother Trojan, Choji. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Also, I think the character dynamic is more like showing where Toko is seemingly leaning more, like, all of them are like nearly balanced. Toko is leaning more open point of view, trying to see like how can I work with stuff. I don't know the other 2 names, so I'm gonna describe them based off the power. Poop. Not because she pooped, but like one of the things she does is like she uses smoke in the poop shape. So I'm just gonna say smoke instead. Smoke seems to have more narrow. Like she doesn't really care about like what's right and wrong. Like she cares somewhat, but like she doesn't care about heaven or hell. She's like, I don't care. You can shove it, and I'm gonna beat you up. And then you have Iron Chains. Iron Chains seem to be leaning more to the side that they're working with instead of being broad and thinking about like straightforward justice. So I think that's interesting. That's all that for that. Yeah, I won't be. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I have enough energy to record more videos after this. Maybe when I'm at my house, but I'm just promising I don't. It's gonna be really bad after this. But Chojin, the last. I want to talk about Jungle Juice again because I talked about it once before. So let's talk about it again. I don't know if I said this in my theory video, but they did use their voice like I think I thought to amplify their power, and they still lost. They were still being. But I saw a comment that was like, I like the idea that Black House are stronger. But something that I think is interesting is we see what I don't know his name. I think his complex is a rhinoceros beetle. We see rhinoceros beetle guy be confirmed that he was also from that orphanage. It might be a subsidiary or a different one, but he could have been from the same orphanage that the Scorpion Girl is from. So that's interesting. And then but yeah, that's so he could very much be from the same one as her, which I think is very interesting. But you might get a little dichotomy because there was always a theory that I saw, or I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. It seems like it is, but that the Bees dude who is related to that one person who got killed during season 1. I forgot who it was. I remember the character when they said name, but I didn't. But he's related to her, so that could be interesting to see how they relate to each other. Because the next fight we're seeing is Pyromaniac versus Water Spider. I don't know what he is. And we already got confirmation that Pyromaniac, because he's fire abilities, was I was gonna say tortured, was experimented on, which gave him his ability to use fire. And then we also get confirmation. We don't know the exact time frame of when they met, but we do get confirmation that he's probably outside the leader, the oldest one in the group, and also we see that he was one of the first member. We see that he's either the first or second member outside the captain again. So either he's the first or second member. My bet is on the first member because he was getting experimented on, so it makes sense that he might be the first one. But we don't know the exact circumstances yet, and we're about to get backstory most likely next fight or two. Next chapter or two. So that'd be great to know. And by the way, I want to say this: there are any series that I don't cover, and not because they're not interesting. They're all interesting, but I just want to have it like 3 maybe talking about each time. So keep that in mind. One Piece new chapter was really interesting. There's a lot to talk about, or at least a good amount to talk about, but I don't want to do it every single time. The only reason My Hero showed up twice was because I thought like, oh, okay, well, this could make a great follow-up to the thing, and also because like it was interesting to me. It was like, well, I can definitely talk about this without having to like try to like just describe in the chapter. It's hard to describe, but basically, the reason My Hero came here is simply because I was like, I was wrong, so let me just go ahead and say that. Outside of that, there was really no reason. Also, because Midoriya was doing something insane, quite literally. But most likely One Piece will be next chapter because, next video because, it was really interesting last chapter. I can't remember it because my head's kind of hurting and I've been, it's hard. Not that it's heartbroken, but, I'm kind of tired because of the recording. Um, but the next series that I was gonna talk about before I interrupted myself by talking about two other things is Teenage Mercenary. Nothing much happened that chapter. We get nearly confirmation. Well, I don't know why we said. I said we. The person who tried to kill the other numbers get confirmation pretty much that, yeah, they were helping. I think his name was Wolf, try to kill the numbers. But they put her in a mission to an undercover mission for now to keep an eye on SW, the major company, and the company who Jin works for as a bodyguard. Funny enough, they do this thing where as initiation, I guess the best way to put it. They put it in a different way. They make sure you can hold up, and one of the ways to do it is just beating you up. And she was like, I'm just gonna pick probably the weakest one and the easiest one to make sure that I don't look too good in front of them. And she picked a Jin. So it's hilarious because even the bodyguard knew this already, but the bodyguard's like, ew, she skipped her way all the way to the final boss. That's literally what they're like, oh dang, she's just skipped her way all the way to the final boss. So that's gonna be funny to watch. I have a hypothesis that's just because we've seen this a lot, but it seems like she's gonna find out his identity just because they fought. So yeah, I think that's all the series I want to cover. I'm gonna try to record one last video. I can't guarantee it. I'm going to try though before I leave. So bye. Today's shout would be actually before I leave. Anime Uproar. I used to watch them, but not as much. Mainly for some 7 Deadly Sin content. And then let's go with Boku Pineapple. He made My Hero stuff. I mainly watch his shorts, but he made some good videos.